Strategic partners, my name is Lauren M. Powers, and I am a celebrity icon in Hollywood for anytime they need a fitness model. I'm a #1 international best-selling author in 11 countries. I am a 10-time overall bodybuilding champion. I am an iconic brand, and I want to partner with you so we can help your clients get lead generation, speak on more stages, and help you solve some of those problems. Because guess what? I understand. But I provide a platform in 2 areas, either virtual or in person, for a VIP experience on my red carpet. Let me help you help your clients. I'm looking for a win-win situation. I'm your girl, Lauren M. Powers. So be strong, be fierce, and be you. Boom. My ladies, you've got to join me on the Body Breakthrough Club. What is that? That is my private Facebook group just for you. It's where we get together as like-minded women that want to have a breakthrough with our bodies. Hello. So it's where we lose our belly, not our mind. I'll say that again. We lose our belly, not our mind, but we master our mind to lose our belly. So in the Body Breakthrough Club, you'll find me there. I post all my tips and tricks, some nourishing foods that you're going to want to eat. I've got supplements that you're going to want to take. I've got tips and tricks on some things that I do behind the scenes that I don't tell just everybody. So go in there, join us at the Body Breakthrough Club on Facebook. It's private. I do have to approve you, but it's a lot of fun. We're building it strong, and all my goodies will be in there. Some of the exercises are there. Some of our past 5-day challenges are in there. So don't miss out. Just join us. It's free. You can meet some friends. There's a lot of networking. I found a lot of the women in there have done business with each other. So you can network, sell, get your message out, and also learn a thing or two. So join me there. Body Breakthrough Club. Be strong, be fierce, and what? Be you. Boom. Boom. Be strong, be fierce, and be you. It's right on my shirt. For those of you that are watching, for those of you that are listening, welcome back to another episode of the Power Hour. I'm your host, Lauren M. Powers, and welcome. We are live here, noon Pacific, on every Monday. We're so glad you're here. If you're not, you can always look at the replays, but super exciting. And I'd love to open up the show, kind of bring my fans and my listeners up to date of what I've been up to. Those of you that know me, yes, I run hard, I run fast. So let's see. Last week, we just finished a 5-day body breakthrough challenge. And it was really, really exciting, you guys. It was a little bit different than the challenges I've run before in the past. And I just mixed it up a little bit because I've already had all of those filmed that you can watch the replays on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and put the YouTube link in the chat because I'd love you guys to subscribe. Because if you want to do a workout at home in the privacy, by yourself, with some minimal equipment. The challenges are there on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit the red button there, so you won't miss any of my summits, any of my power hours with all my special guests, because they all bring something special to the table, as you guys know, and the challenges. But last week we did 5 days. I broadcasted from one of my best friends' home in Coronado Island. It was fabulous, gorgeous place. So beautiful backdrop. Very blessed and very grateful to be able to do that. But I let people come in on Zoom, and it was very interactive. So I wanted to show and share the benefits of being on Zoom with me, because you could ask me questions, get my advice right then and there. You don't have to wait. So it's very powerful. So we'll be doing another one in January, and that would be more about my iconic branding. But I'm excited because when you're on Zoom, we can talk to one another, and it was fun. We had our faith in order. We prayed every day. We talked about healing and mindset, just so many different things. So I'd love you guys to join the YouTube channel. So that was the 5-day challenge last week. And then I also, in the middle of the week, had my book launch. So I'm so excited to say that we went #1 again as a bestseller. Yes, I'm so proud of that. Yes, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, this is exciting for me, you guys, because this was a big project, a big undertaking. I know a lot of my friends and entrepreneurs and professional women and coaches and all that everybody says, write a book, write a book, write a book. And a lot of people have books, or they've written chapters in books, and it's amazing because we all have a story and we all have a message to get out. But this particular book was a pretty big undertaking for me. It was very personal. It was very emotional for me to write. The audio version was even harder. Let me tell you, it was the hardest probably thing I've ever done. And I love being in front of a camera and a microphone. I have no problem with that. However, the audio was very, it was a big undertaking. So I still have it. I lowered the price. So if you guys, just for listening this week, we're going to run over the special one more week. It already went bestseller, so no pressure. But I'd love to get you guys the message out there, because it comes with a workbook. And this is the key, because it's not just my story of me going blah, 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 sharing my experiences. Well, it's not blah, blah, blah. It's pretty insane. However, the workbook is how after you read the chapter, you go back and answer the questions, how it applies to you. And I think that's the thing that's pushed me to #1, not once, but twice. The first time went in 11 countries across 98 categories. Super proud of that. And then again, we just did it again 2 days ago. So those of you that joined, and thanks, Jules, that bought the book, I want to thank you for pushing me to #1, because it was a 1-day campaign. But the book is still on there for audio and Kindle for, I think it's just $1.99. So jump on that before the price goes back up. I'd really appreciate it, because there's a lot in there for you. Anyway, so the book went #1. Thank you. Very proud. And last night, yes. Last night was exciting too, you guys. A lot of you know that I was in one of Lady Gaga's big music videos with Beyonce. And yes, her premiere, actually, it was a screening of her new movie coming out, House of Gucci. It's a true story, a lot of information I never knew. I know that I wear the clothes and I have the belts and all the purses and stuff with Gucci. I had no idea about the family. And Lady Gaga, I have to say, did a tremendous job as playing Mrs. Gucci. But guess what? She was there. The whole cast came out after the movie. And it was really neat. I think we have a video of I captured it while she was speaking. I captured a lot of it, but it was just really inspiring, because it was a lot about women's empowerment, and I had no idea. And do we have a video clip of that?
This is my true message to any young actor who's watching this or listening. You can be anything you want to be. You just have to commit to it and be relentless and fearless. And when you hear no, hear yes instead. I heard yes every time someone said no. And every time someone said no, I thought, I'm going to prove you wrong. And now I'm on stage with Jared Leto and Al Pacino.
There you go. Every time you hear no, you hear yes, and you just keep going. And so I don't know, I was just very touched by that, because in the fact I've got to work with her in the past. I have a whole story with her, and I have a picture with her in my book. And her telephone video, there it is. All right, can you guys see that? There we go. Yeah, it was super cool. I spent a lot of time with her, and she's very she doesn't give up, and I love that. I speak a lot about those terms too. Speaking of speaking, another thing that happened to me this week is I got invited at the last minute to be a presenter at Sue Talk. You guys may have heard of a TED Talk. Well, this is a Sue Talk, which apparently is a little more difficult because you have to memorize word for word an entire 10-minute speech. And you guys know I'm not one to memorize. I just speak authentically. I'm pretty much on the cuff, and speak from my heart, and just whatever comes out, that's what comes out. Even like right now, I have no idea what it's going to talk about, but here we go. But this thing's coming up December 7th. So I'd love you guys to support me in that. If you'd like to see the virtual, there will be a virtual link to that. And there will also be, there's tables available. Those of you that live in Orange County want to come and see it live. There's myself and 6 speakers, and it's a pretty impactful thing. Apparently, I have a week and a half to memorize the whole speech. But anyways, wish me luck on that. That's enough about my exciting week. It's been pretty crazy. But today, you guys, I have a gal. I haven't even personally met her, but she's so inspiring and so empowering and have so much to share with her message. I'm going to bring her to the stage, you guys. Cindy Scheller.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hey.
Yeah, finally nice to meet you. We've been going back and forth. I know you've applied to be on the show a while ago, and we do air every week just about. But you're here, and I don't even know where you are in the country. You move around. You've got so many things going on. So let's just dive in and say, who you are and what. Let's start chatting.
Yeah. So my name is Cindy Scheller, and I'm the owner of Caring Senior Service in Tucson and now in Dallas Mid-Cities. I'm working on another acquisition in Dallas.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be tied up by first quarter of 2022. And we're both in eWomen Network Platinum. So, we've seen each other from across the room. I don't think we've ever sat down next to each other and had a conversation.
So.
No, we haven't.
But we will now.
Yeah.
Summit, for the next summit.
Yeah, it's been interesting to be going back and forth. I have a husband back in Tucson and my 13-year-old son. And in Dallas, I have my oldest son, Nick Pazarensos, his wife, Dr. Sarah Benz, and my 2-year-old grandbaby, who's to die for. She could be on a cover of a magazine. And Nick he was a firefighter and paramedic, and he had come to me and Lee earlier in the year, and he said, I'd really like to get in the business. And we both said, are you crazy? But okay. So he is our managing partner for the Dallas Mid-Cities office.
Oh, nice. Family.
Yeah. And then we had to wait a long time for the Texas license. And now we're up and running. We had our grand opening last week.
Yay.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. So we're serving patients. We're doing non-medical in-home care. We do specialize in high acuity, complex medical issues because we're really good at case management, presenting choices, and bringing in higher skilled level services so that that person has everything they need for their highest good, whatever that is.
Nice.
So just, not busy at all. I just finished a cookbook. So
I love it. Not busy. That's just your spare time. We talked about, I know when your topic that you talked about scaling and leaning into your tribe and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's part of it, how you got to having multiple offices and then bringing in the family members and all of that.
So back in 2015, I was working for the corporate world in healthcare for a national organization, and I'd been with them for 6 years. I've always been a very corporate person, but then one day I realized that I was not only not on the bus or on the wrong seat, I was like 10 miles past down the road.
It's an analogy. Okay.
I can't do this anymore. So I wanted to start a business in 2015. So we brought Caring Senior Service, wildly successful in the first year. We were the first, to my knowledge, only Jewish-owned agency in Tucson, of all places. And so I had a lot of that tribe support us. Nice. I didn't have a business partner. We separated in 2017. It was very traumatic for me. It was an expensive business breakup. And it almost shattered me, Lauren. My pride was hurt. My everything was hurt. And
you probably trusted that person and invested so much.
I did. And I'm not saying
they let you down, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying she's a bad person or anything like that. It just didn't work. We just didn't have the same mission.
Same vision, right.
Ultimately, I walked away from the partnership. We split the territory. I started all over on literally a $20,000 loan from my family. I took $5,000 out to pay bills and used $15,000 to open my office.
Wow.
Now, if you don't know anything about non-medical in-home care, it's a very cash flow heavy operation because you have caregivers you have to pay. And it was a struggle. So probably the first year I just was kind of wounded. I kind of hit out, And then one day I just woke up and I said, I either need to fold my tent or I need to get up and move my butt and do something. And that's what I did. And so through the help of my husband, his support, we just kind of got back on our track and we never looked back. And then I bought out my partners. So now we have all of Tucson in 2019. And I wanted to scale, but capital is hard to come by. And
now.
Especially now. So through the help of Amy Posey, a good friend of mine in my BNI group in Tucson, she's one of the vice presidents at Bank of the West there, and she helped me go through the process. So I got the business loan, the SBA loan, just a regular SBA loan to scale, bought the Dallas Mid-Cities territory and working on the other acquisition. But in the middle of all that minutia, I had to lean into my tribes, and my tribe was eWomen Network, all my friends that I've made in eWomen Network.
Including me now.
Including you, Lauren. And last year, was it this year? No, last year I made the decision to join Platinum. Maybe it was in 2021.
But weren't you one of the ones that with Molly Mahoney, that one?
Yes, that was me.
Okay, because Molly's in my chapter in Orange County. And so I carried her trophy. Those are heavy. That was
they
really
are.
Heavy. She wasn't able to come to conference, but there was only 2 women that made it to $1 million for the year, right? Yes. Okay, it's all coming back. I love it.
Right.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, $15,000 to.
You started with 15 to 1 million. Okay, I could say you have. People, if you're not listening, you need to tune in because she's obviously has the results. So I'm listening, like you got my attention. Let's
How'd
go.
you do that, right? So, and it was fabulous. And I met Molly. I think she spoke at one of our chapters. She's amazing.
Oh yeah, she's a lot of fun. She's
and I always give credit to my team, my agency director, Tony Coleman Miller in Tucson, my care manager, Morgan Curley, my night and weekend care manager, Evelyn. They really make it happen. They care so much. And we love what we do. I get a little emotional about it. But
no, that's passion. That's pure passion. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's the secret though, Cindy, right? I mean, that's the secret to one of your successes is you actually care. You have passion. You found your purpose. You made it happen. You could have went either way. You could have just given up, folded the tent, as you in your words, or completely blossomed to become one of the eWomen top income earners right out of from nothing. Like you turned, like Lady Gaga just said, she every time she heard no, she heard a yes. And look at her. I mean, she's the biggest pop star and actress now in the world. I mean,
Lauren, I have to tell you, do you know how many people told me I was crazy? How many people told me I can't do it?
That's right.
I'm not going to make it. It's too much. And I am just too stubborn and too fierce, as you like to say.
Yes, that's right. That's my word, baby.
And
we have to be, right?
You have to be. So there's another woman in Tucson. Her name is Jessica Korf, and she has a magazine called Refashion Magazine.
Okay.
And she highlights women and their stories. And she took this picture of me, And the first thing I said was, I need to lose like 40 pounds. I cannot believe she picked that picture because it was so fierce. And I was kind of like embarrassed by it. But she's like, nope, this is you. You're going to take this. You're going to do it, because when it comes to our clients, I am the pit bull. Like, I will advocate for our clients like no other. And then, you know, it's part of leaning into your tribe, right? So that was another step. That was another thing. That publication, I think Jessica puts it out the following year, so it should come out this January.
Do we have that picture?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I sent it to a rally. We'll see if he has it. It's a little embarrassing for me, but
why? No,
it's so fierce.
But honey, that's something to be proud of. Come on, I coach on that. How to do that inner strength. You know what I mean? It's not about our outer strength, it's that inner. And when you can capture that on a camera or on a still or a video, that's powerful, girlfriend. You should be very proud. And like that's Jessica gal, she knows what she's talking about.
She does.
We need to see you. You know what I mean? And people get so hung up on there.
Gosh.
Yeah, look at that. I love the red. I love that train too. Come on now. Yes. You got the red bottom shoes. Come on now.
And those were strategic. Those are for all the people that told me you can't, you won't, you're not going to. And I was like, that was my little touch of,
hey, I'll show you.
I am. I will. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me I can't.
That's right. Well, sometimes people, like, it depends on your personality, but I'm the same way. Like, that fuels me. When you tell me no, even like I said, like, God, I cut off the speech, but she went on to say that every time someone said she can't, she wanted to prove them wrong. And I believe you have the same story. We want to, whatever fuels you to get you going and keep you motivated, whether it's that someone telling you no, or you can't, or you'll never amount to this, or you're not enough, and all these things that people say to us, like you're crazy. Right. In your case, you're crazy for doing this, taking 15 grand and, but you turned it into $1 million. Hello. I would say you showed them, right?
For sure. And now there's been like this huge shift, even from when that article, that interview, that picture was done. Because now I had to move, and this is the scaling part. People say all the time, stop working in your business and work on your business, but they don't really tell you what that means. And for me,
people say a lot of things. They don't tell you that. They tell you what to do, not how to do it.
Right. And so for me, one of my goals and, part of my bucket list is getting 28 years of experience out of my head onto paper and giving it away. And the other thing was, I used to share an office with Tony, my agency director, and we loved sharing an office. And one day I realized I can't be in the same room, because if I hear it, I'm going to fix it. And I wasn't letting them fix it. And I kept being dragged in the business and not working on.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. That makes sense.
So for me, the key was to physically remove myself, which we both hated, but it is what it is.
Right.
And from that point on, that was the really key turning point for me to be working on my business. So now I focus on scaling the business. They only tell me what I have to know or need to know.
Perfect. I love that.
And now I'm training.
You're laying what you're good at, right? Whatever your business is, do what you're good at instead of all the other things that are distractions or blockage. In your case, having someone else, it was a blocking point for you.
But it was really hard. Yeah, my entire career that I've been in healthcare, I prided myself on knowing every client, knowing every caregiver, knowing every diagnosis, every care plan.
Oh, wow.
You just can't keep it. It's a lot. And I have a mentor that I worked for in LA. He just sold his business for just like $1 bazillion. And he'll tell you that he taught me everything I know. Barry Berger. Yes. And you taught me a lot. But standing on your support teams, all these successful women. And the reason why I joined Platinum is because when you get to a certain point in your business, not all solopreneurs, not all small businesses can give you the answers you're seeking or give you the view into the window of where you need to be.
Okay.
And I needed to be with other women who had either already scaled and already made it to the $1 billion mark, right?
Nice.
Because with COVID, we have this massive labor pot of I don't know what. I'm trying to be nice because we're on camera, right?
It's all good. Let her rip, baby.
That is hard. That is hard.
I can't imagine.
When we went to Platinum Conference in Dallas, I talked to women who own car dealerships, who own chocolate companies, who own all these different things that have lots of employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It didn't matter the industry. It didn't matter the focus. Right. Everybody is like hitting that brick wall with staff. So if you want to work with seniors and caregivers, please come see me in Tucson or Dallas. We'll be happy to talk to you. But okay. I brought that up because you have to get advice from people who either are better at it than you are, who have already been there. You can't think on these scales with people who either don't have the drive, haven't done it, or haven't experienced it. You have to get advice from different people
that have done it. What would you say is like the turning point? Because I was going to say, like, even how do you know when you're ready to scale? I guess, is there a certain thing that happens? I mean, is there?
For me, it was just the passion to serve more people.
Okay.
That's the passion, right? Well, the passion is service. The purpose is to serve more people, because especially in healthcare, if you don't put your passion and your purpose first, you are never going to see those profits. People are smart. If you walk into their home and you're not authentically caring about the outcomes for this, these are your mothers, your fathers. These are you when you had COVID. These are this is our community. So this is not the business to get into if all you care about is money. And I get mad when people do that, frankly. But I think the turning point for me was physically removing myself, leveraging my relationships so that I found a banker who's a real banker. Like, I can call her from Dallas and say, oh my gosh, Amy, can you transfer money? I totally forgot, you know?
Right. Personal. Yeah. Service.
I've never had a banker like that before. Like, I think that's kind of know when you made it, but you have your banker on 911, right?
Hey, it's a flow of money.
Yeah. And I think just being able to get that capital so that you can scale, and it goes through your fingers like sand. So having all of your people in place, you know, I just feel like you have to lean into people that can help you. And then when everything is a big jumbled mess, you have to lean into your tribe of friends that support you sit on the porch with, or you go work out with. I don't go work out. I should go work out, but I don't work
We'll talk about that later.
I know.
I can help you with that 40 pounds.
I know. Well,
my lane. That's my lane, baby.
Totally cheated. But so now it's getting Dallas Mid-Cities off the ground. It's getting that other acquisition completed. And
is this your website, the Caring?
That is. So it's caringseniorservice.com, Dallas Mid-Cities, or Dallas Tucson, wherever you are. And by the way, it is a franchise. I picked a franchise in 2015. And this is important, Lauren. I could have done it on my own with my experience.
Yes.
but I didn't have the capital to put the systems in place that are my hard lines. And my hard lines are care plans, supervisory visits, technology, all of that stuff. There was no way I could have pulled that off. And I said no to a number of franchises, and I found Caring by mistake. And the founder and CEO, Jeff Salter, he knew a lot of the people, hierarchy of people I knew in healthcare.
Okay.
And they were small. I didn't want a huge one. I think we have 50 some locations across the nation. But what I tell people is everybody has my cell phone number. I'm always available. I will give you choices. I'll tell you if I think home care is a right choice or something else is a right choice, or just give people options. So a lot of people at this point in my career, they call me and they say, I got a call a couple of years ago from a woman, and I think she's in eWomen Network. I think that's how I met her. She said, I'm a PhD. My sister was in a really bad car accident and I don't know what to do. What do I do? And her sister was in another state. So I gave her all the steps to walk through. So it's really just about guiding people through that healthcare and kind of removing the mystery from it. So, and then the flip side of that is, now that I'm kind of where I'm at, how do I give back to the communities that have supported me along the way? So
Important.
I had a brainchild. So I'm forming a foundation, and it's going to be a foundation to help seniors. I decided not to make it a self-serving foundation. So it's going to have a little bit of different structure, and hopefully I'll be able to launch that in 2022 to capture those folks that kind of fall between all the cracks between private pay and access and all that other stuff. So that's coming soon.
Great.
And Caring Senior Service celebrated their 30th anniversary this year. And all the offices were supposed to think of how we were going to celebrate. So my brilliant idea was to do a cookbook.
More on your plate.
Right, which is fine, you know.
I love it.
So all the owners really liked the idea. So this cookbook idea, and turns out that Jeff at some point had thought about that too, but we are, it's clients, caregivers, other owners, community friends, just put this thing together. It's at the publishers. I'm hoping to have it. We should have it a week before Christmas. And it's really a legacy cookbook. And my idea was that for me, food is a trigger. So if you're making fried chicken, fried okra, and gravy, I'm in my grandma's house and I'm happy as a pig in mud.
Okay.
So I think I've gained back 5 of the 35 pounds I've made because I can't pass fried okra in Texas. So Texas is killing me.
Okay. But we all have choices, honey. We'll talk about that later.
I don't want to. Don't make her talk to me.
Making healthy choices.
Yeah.
No, but we have to live. We have to live. And I love that you have an aspect that, you know, to give back. And I think that's the key. And that's probably one of your success strategies there that makes you different and makes you stand out against the other, maybe that even the other franchises. I mean, you pick 2 locations and you're on call. That's a huge thing, that you're very personable, and people need to know that you're caring for their seniors and their moms or dads, or what, you know what I mean, or grandparents, whatever the case may be. That's so not my lane. So just to listen to you, you know, I never had to go through that with knowing, I don't know anything about senior living. You know what I mean? So
you know what, Lauren, it is kind of your lane, and I'll tell you why. I have a friend in Tucson. His name is Frank Brown, and he is a personal fitness trainer.
Okay.
And he kind of landed in senior fitness, but
okay,
COVID kind of knocked his feet out. There's one of my podcasts has him on it. It kind of knocked his feet out from under him, but mobility and confidence and all of those things are super important as you age.
Absolutely.
And so he has like a little mini book out. I'm proud of him for doing that. But he goes to that person wherever they're at And he helps them get up and get moving. And when they get up and get moving, it helps their brains get moving, and it gives them more confidence, which makes them happier. And
Oh,
they don't,
absolutely.
you kind of lose your sense of independence as you get older. So it's a huge way to make an impact on people who are aging in place, who are getting older, and everything hurts. And well, how come my knee hurts? And it helps them get up. And it really is your lane. It's a huge part of senior care. It should be.
It should be, yes.
It should on everybody. It should be. So that brings us to Close the Gap that you see on your screen. One thing that was really important in 2021 was reducing fall risk. So I think, I'm trying to remember, I think it's every 11 seconds, because I don't have it in front of me, so don't yell at me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Every 11 seconds a senior falls. And every fall, the bill is upwards towards $30,000. And it's one of the leading causes of decline in health. So one of the things that we're doing this year is we're raising money to put grab bars in homes. And so for every $275, we'll buy the grab bars and we'll install them in a senior's home who can't afford them. And that will be, that's part of our huge movement in reducing falls. So that is on, I'll have to email it to you, but that's another thing that we're doing national. I think it's on Give Butter. So if you go to givebutter.com and just type in Give Butter Cindy Scheller, I think it'll pop up.
So Butter, B-U-T-T-E-R, Butter.
Yep, givebutter.com. And I think in Tucson, we've raised close to $10,000, or maybe $7,000. I haven't looked in a while.
Okay.
So it is your lane. It's not your lane, but it could be your lane.
Yeah, actually, that's something to think about, because I think there it is, the grab bar.
There it is.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like you just said, for a small investment of that, or you're supplying them if they can't afford it, it's going to save in the long run. If it's $30K for every injury or something when somebody goes down.
So really funny story, as we scale and grow, I'm like going back and forth between Tucson and Dallas. And I've discovered I hate hotels now. I hate them. I don't want to go. They're depressing. Like, I spent 8 days in a hotel and I told my husband, I'm not doing this anymore. So I was like, we either have to move to Texas, or I have to lease a house in Texas. I have to do something because it's making me nuts. And I had an appointment tomorrow to look at these houses. And I thought, I don't want to make this decision so quickly. So what I ended up doing is I ended up renting a 2-bedroom apartment here in Dallas.
Okay.
So when the boys want to come from Tucson, there's a space. When my boxer mastiff wants to come visit mommy, he can.
Aww.
Or when I want to go back to Tucson. So it just it was one of those things that as you scale and grow, you're also thinking about your priorities. Like, what's the most important thing? Well, Cindy can't go crazy right now. She's got a lot to do.
Yeah, your happiness has to come into play somewhere.
And when you think about the cost of staying in hotels, it's nuts. So that was my solution. I am, and thank you to John here in Texas for helping me look for rental homes and potentially purchase homes. But that's going to go on hold for a while until I can just sort of sort things out and get things to a dull roar. But that was my solution. I was spending upwards to $2,500 a month in hotels. Wow. And not fancy hotels, kids, just hotels.
Right. And then food, eating out, and all of that adds up.
All of that adds up.
Yeah, it does. I like that. Yeah, it's just like we just said, weigh your priorities out. What's important, your joy and your happiness, and then your health, of course, has to come into play. I mean, and people, like you said, as we're getting older, we lose that flexibility, we lose our balance, we lose, our mobility, and that is so important. I'm really glad you brought that up for the seniors.
Yeah, and the funny part about that story was I called my mother, who is in Duluth with my sister right now. She's 80, and she said, "Honey, all of these homes are 2-story." And I said, "Well, I know, but I'm getting a bedroom on the first floor for you so you can go back and forth." And she said, "You mean for you? I go up and then down the stairs every day. You're the one that always falls down." I said, "Okay, yeah, for me." And she's right. I do. I'm not graceful, I admit.
We need to work on that too.
Yeah.
Another conversation.
Right. I'm glad you live in California, not Dallas.
Exactly. It's like almost 80 degrees or something. I'm literally in shorts and a t-shirt, as you can see. It's so gorgeous out right now. I can't wait to go outside. And
I love California. We live there. We used to live near Westlake,
okay.
and being, 20 minutes from Malibu was fun.
Right on. That's where I was last night. That the Lady Gaga thing was in Sherman Oaks in the Valley, and I was in a big party before that. A huge speaker had a big giant party, just sold his home for big money, and had a party to celebrate the sale of his home. So it was really exciting. That was in Encino, and then we were in Sherman Oaks. It's a drive though for me in Orange County, but it was
in traffic.
Yeah, it was worth it. You mentioned Les Brown, how he's helped you so much.
Oh my gosh.
I love him. Everybody loves Les.
If you all don't know who Les Brown is, I want you to go to YouTube and type in Les Brown. So in 2015, when I was trying to decide what on earth I was going to do, because I had a lot of guilt, I was making a lot of money. I knew I wasn't going to make any money for a long time if I opened my own business, because who does, right? So I literally had sticky notes on my bathroom mirror with my mantras. And every single morning, I would listen to Les Brown, which he's so funny, but so direct. Like, why are you sitting there? You are going to do this, and don't let anybody, all of his things. And so he was really instrumental in that everyday routine that I had. When I would get up and I would do my hair and my makeup, I'd read my mantras on my little yellow and pink sticky notes.
There he is. Yes. So awesome.
It's so wonderful. And then, so I made the jump, right? I always say that starting your own business, you just really have to jump off the cliff and pray to God that you have enough Band-Aids. So when you bounce off the cliff until your wings sprout, you can put a Band-Aid on and eventually you'll soar, right?
Right.
So when I got the business divorce, I was like back in that place of self-doubt, believing what people say to you, believing the garbage that gets into your head.
Limiting self-beliefs.
Limiting self-beliefs. So I went back to my buddy, Les Brown, who I've never met, so he doesn't know me from Adam. But I went back to him on YouTube and I started listening to all of his messaging again every single day. And I promise you, Les Brown has helped me through some of the hardest times of my life. And it's not like he's not like the kind of person, and I admittedly haven't had to listen to him for a while, but I should no matter what. But he's not like, oh, poor baby, you have a boo-boo. He's more like, now come on, let's get it, And so I think he's wonderful. When I heard your news about Les Brown, I was so excited.
Absolutely. Well, I met him at City Summit, and to be honest with you, I was kind of new in this whole speaker world. And so I was there, and one of the people at my VIP table was like, "Oh, do you know Les Brown?" And I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, "Well, he's here. Do you want to meet him?" And so in the middle of dinner, this guy Bob paraded me over to his table, and I just leaned over and just said a couple of things. We had a mutual friend. He talked to me like as if he knew me forever. He stood up, he hugged me, and we just chatted. And he's like, "You have such passion. I can feel it in your energy and all these things." And And he's like, would you like a picture? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, his little gatekeeper stood up and she's like, no pictures. Da, 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 da. And I said, he asked me. And she's like, I know. But look what happens. I turned around. There was a whole line behind me. People had followed me. And he's trying to eat his dinner. And I get that. I kind of get it. I understand that. I've been in places.
I get that too. Yeah.
With me. And well, yeah, but I've been in that, like, in Les's position too, where people want photos with me. They've seen me on TV or some of my shows or whatever. Oh, can we get a picture? I'm like trying to eat my lunch. But anyway, so I totally understand. I'm trying to be respectful.
Right.
But we connected on such a level. And then literally 2 days later, Riley, I just sent you some pictures if you want to throw them up. I just text them to you. 2 days later, I end up at his private 75th birthday party. And it was so amazing because, I mean, he's got all these people there. There's cameras set up and he was doing some live interviews and it was this big celebration. There was like 5 cakes for him. It was really cool. But he's walking through and it was like almost Jesus parting the sea. People were like, there he is. There he is. It cleared the path. And along the way, he stops and he hugs me and he's like, you made it. You came. And I'm like, yes. And people are looking at me like, who the heck are you? Right? Like, because he's like stopped in this whole parade of, the security. Like, it was just crazy. And just gives me this big hug. And so now everybody's asking, like, wondering who I am and why I'm at this party. And then I end up getting to speak with him because I knew the host.
I got to move the suns of my eyes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go. That's better lighting for you. Yeah, and then end up in this room where he was resting because he wasn't feeling really well. And it was a lot, these big interviews. And this private room with him, his bodyguard, and my friend that owned the home. For 30 minutes, one-on-one little chat with him. And it was so personal. He's like, take my cell phone, young lady. I want to read your book. I would love that. And I'm like, really? And he's like, absolutely. And so from there, I was on this women's, during COVID, a big virtual summit. And you were supposed to write a list. Who would you like to have dinner with? And I put him on the list. And then the exercise was to go back and literally reach out to these people, whether it was on Messenger, whatever. And I ended up having his number. So I text him. And he literally called me while I was on this big virtual women's empowerment event. And I'm showing the ladies, look, it's like, and it was like the timing was amazing. And I told
Lauren, I don't get jealous often. Really? So jealous. I mean,
but it was so exciting. I know, but what the timing was amazing. I sent you another picture, Riley, because then there we are it's in my book at the summit. Right here.
Love it.
And so that was a picture that I wasn't supposed to have because the lady was getting so mad. But then I have a picture from his birthday party together. And it was just like, he was just so personable. And as soon as he endorses my book, because he got several copies of it and promised me he would do it. He was a little busy, so I give him some slack. But we're going to put it on the front page, with endorsed by Les Brown. So I'm really excited.
And that's why that's
awesome.
It is awesome. And, clearly why, I'm also honored to be, on this podcast on this show, because I know that, Lauren, you have done so much for so many people. And at this point in your career, you pretty much have anybody you want. And it's an interesting position in healthcare because a lot of people, they don't seek out these kind of opportunities. But for me, it's not just about promoting caring senior service or my business in Tucson or my business in Dallas. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's truly about giving people knowledge. So if you're interviewing an agency to care for you, if they sound like they're selling a car, just walk them to the door, because I can promise you they're not going to be there for you, because in home care, it's not if something happens, it's when, and it's how you manage that. So if all you care about is money, you're not going to be managing that problem from a heart-centered place.
Exactly. Especially when you're caring in the health thing, and especially with seniors that rely on, you have to have that passion.
Anybody who's disabled, I remember I got a referral, and I don't recall quite how I got it, but the mom was an appeals court judge in Georgia. and called me. And
Wow.
it was for her son who was going to the U of A, who had been in a car accident when he was in high school, and he was like on a scholarship. And
so this isn't just for seniors. You have a use where people
adults,
get hurt. It sounds like
adults.
people get hurt or injured, and
Listen,
then
yeah, if you
Okay.
blow out your thigh muscle, whatever it's called,
yeah,
I'm not a clinician, but if you blow out
Quadricep.
something, what is it?
Quadricep is your thighs.
My
your
guys don't
hamstring.
even know the name of what they are.
You're so
Remember the fried okras, like just glued to them? But if somebody blows out a muscle, whatever,
right.
and they're having trouble doing their daily activities, like
Right.
just taking a shower or something
Yeah, you
like
need
that.
help. Yes.
You need help. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. It can be for a weekend. You know, it's just people don't know that kind of care is out there. They don't even look for it. Now, seniors look for it more, and families who have seniors or mentors that they're caring for look for it. But one of the, it's really funny. One of the areas near Tucson is Green Valley, and they play a lot of pickleball, which I didn't know what that was for.
Oh, that's really popular right now.
Right. So they, so we had people that are my age now that were blowing out their knees playing pickleball, having surgeries or laparoscopic, whatever. And they just needed a little bit of help for a little time. So for me, these types of platforms, yeah, they're great. They're good so that people know our name, which I love. And of course, we're brand new in Dallas. So I want people to know who we are so that,
right.
We're another choice for them, obviously. But at the end of the day, I think another one of my goals is getting in front of more people, educating them about what their choices are.
I like that.
And helping them understand that they truly need to be working with people that are heart-centered. It's not easy. The labor force right now is super hard. People will say they'll work and then suddenly they can't work, or they want a job, but no, they don't want a job. And this isn't just healthcare. It's restaurants, right? It's all those things we talked about before. But in this case, I would prefer that if you want to work for us, we'd love to have you, but you have to show up. You have to show up in life. You have to show up in your work. You have to show up. And so that's not just for successful women and men and business owners. That's for everyone. You just
life.
life. And if you don't show up, you're going to miss out either on a blessing or a paycheck. Yeah, that's my soapbox. You got to show up.
Yeah, Robbie Motter is a good friend of mine. She's the mentor and founder of Global Society of Female Entrepreneurs, GSFE, and that's her whole motto. She's like 84 or 5. I mean, she's been around a while, and she gets on stage and she's just like, you have to show up, and then you have the power in the ask. Like, ask for support, ask for what you need, ask like to build your tribe, like you've been doing, Cindy, and have been so successful at it. Ask people to support you and ask for help. It's not about pride or ego. It's how you can stay in your own lane, what you're good at, and then employ other people what they're good at, and then everything rises, right? It's a pretty simple concept, but people forget it.
Well, you know what? It's a hard concept. I didn't start asking for help.
Yes, me either.
Until probably the last 12 months, because when you want to play a bigger game that you haven't played before, like you might intellectually know how to do it, but the actual implementation of the plan, right?
Yes.
How you execute it, the time, do I buy a house in Texas and keep the house in Arizona? Do I sell it? Like all of those things.
Strategies, yes.
Literally, there's a guy here in Dallas, his name's John. He owns a Keller Williams in South Lake. And I thought I was taking him out to lunch, right? To just lay it out there. Do I buy? Do I rent? Do I sell? Right. What do I do? Like, it's so chaotic. Help me get some clarity. And he did. And he said, I think for you right now, we rent. And instead of renting a big, huge house, I'm going to rent an apartment for 6 months and then I'll extend if I need to. So I was too worried about thinking what other people would think if I asked for advice earlier in my career. And now I'm like, okay, who knows about what's their phone number? What do they think? Ultimately, you're going to do what's right for you.
Yes.
But most people that I know and most people that I met, they're very generous with their knowledge. Now, they're not going to write your whole business plan because nobody has time for that. But it's a give and take, right? If I help you, you're going to help me, and back and forth. And sometimes
right.
that's the
That's
best.
the tribe, right?
It's a great universal exchange. You have to have boundaries, of course, but I think that, like, John knows I'll be there for him if he ever needs anything, if I can serve him in any way, because he took time out of his day of selling billion-dollar, bazillion-dollar houses in Dallas to help me. I'll never forget that.
Right.
And I tried to buy him lunch and he wouldn't let me. So, I think when you
establish relationships, that's what it's about, connection.
It's building relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him through my friend Lori from Vegas, and they've been friends since she was young. It's about building relationships. Absolutely. And honestly, that's how my business has been built. And my son, Nick, is learning that. And he's made our office in Dallas Mid-Cities is in Colleyville, Texas. And if you haven't been there, it's one of the most lovely communities you'll ever visit. And they have welcomed us with open arms. They've been amazing. So I think that's a really important topic of learning to ask for help and who you ask for help sooner. When you need to leave your ego and your pride.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not about ego. That's right.
Leave it on the back porch. And then try to research who you can ask the question to. And I've been fortunate, as you know, Lauren, we share one of the tribes, and I think we're all pretty generous with each other. And there's a lady in LA, and when I was working for Barry, she was older and she had lost her husband, and she used to do a lot of public speaking. And I remember at one point, it was really funny because he opened a DME, a durable medical equipment store, and we had educations there. And we hadn't seen her in like 6 months. And she got up on that stage and she said, and I don't know if this is her quote or if she got it from somewhere else, but she used to say, she got up there and she said, basically, you have to show up. And she said, a little powder and a little paint makes a gal what she ain't. Meaning, I don't care if you feel like crap and you didn't get any sleep and your kids are throwing peanut butter on the walls. You have to get up, get dressed, and show up.
There you go. That's it. Do it. One foot in front of the other. That's awesome. We're almost at the top of the hour, honey. So any closing remarks? Like, how do people find you? I know we have your website there. Cell phone available for people. It's probably on your website.
Yeah, just go to our website. Actually, the best way to reach me nationally is just call 1-800-SENIOR-CARE. Caring knows they can give my cell phone to anyone. Unless you're like trying to sell me 6 million things, please don't call my cell phone. Just send me an email. I can't. But
little disclaimer there. Yeah, don't sell her anything. Ask for help. She'll help you. There you go. 1-800-SENIOR-CARE. There it's in there.
So that's 1-800-SENIOR-CARE, or go to the website. My email is cscheller@caringinc.com. So CSHELLER@caringinc.com. And I'm big on educating. So if somebody wants me to come talk to them, I'll come talk to them. So, but I do want to thank you, Lauren, before.
Yeah, thank you for all your insight, all your knowledge. Congratulations on all your success. If you're willing to scale your business, Cindy's been there. She's done it. She started with a very small loan, somebody that believed in her, and she's showed up, she asked, and she's created $1 million business, and she's growing and scaling, and she's got her family involved. I mean, these are all big things you've proven that it can work. So you want to get in touch with Cindy, go to caringseniorservice.com/Dallas Mid-Cities is one of her locations. She also has one in Tucson. And I'm sure she's there to help you wherever you are across the nation, right?
Yeah. And I
referral.
will just say one little tiny thing. Listen, if you're looking for a business to be in because you were in a business that COVID just got rid of and you know you're never going to get back to it, Caring Senior Service is a great business to have, or non-medical in-home care. So if you want guidance, what does it really look like? How can I do that? It's a sustainable, growing business.
I'm
I
sure.
think there's going to be 60 million seniors by, what is it, 2060?
Wow.
So calculate that out in your head, Lauren.
Boom.
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 There you go.
All right. I definitely want to talk to you more. Maybe we can collaborate on the back end. I
Yep.
definitely will see you at Summit with eWomen Platinum. There's Les and I. That was our private talk. Isn't that cute? That was at his birthday.
Well, Les, if you're listening, love you.
Yes.
Thank you for your help.
Yes. He's the number one motivator, I think, in the world. So
Yeah.
that's quite an honor. But there you go. I asked to speak to him and I got it. If I didn't ask, I would have just been lost in the crowd, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So there you go. You got to show up and ask. Huge, huge points. Cindy, your wealth of knowledge is amazing. I love that people can still reach out to you. We can call you. I have your personal cell and number. So if I need your help, believe me, I'm reaching out. I'm not shy to ask because I know it works. And when I'm ready to scale up, you're my girl. I'm coming to you.
And when you have us down over for dinner, you better call me or we're going to have a problem.
Yes. I'll be in Dallas again for conference, right? But some really good friends I met from eWomen actually live in Dallas and they have a medical center there. Melissa Kahn, she's awesome.
Love them.
Oh, you know them. Yeah. Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I stayed at their home I was there for 8 days after conference.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They were personal friends. I was invited to her wedding and just like all kinds of stuff. She's in Pakistan to celebrate her honeymoon, but
I love him too. He calls me his second Jewish little sister.
That's funny. Yeah. Nadim is awesome. Yeah. So we have a mutual friend. So when I come out there, I'll see you as well.
Awesome.
But anyways, I'm going to wrap up the show because I got a few sponsors to thank. Dorinda from Liv Kaya is one of them because I'm really big fan of the chocolate, but the healthy chocolate of Liv Kaya. That line, yeah, she's awesome. So yes, if we bring up my sponsor list, Liv Kaya is one of them. So you can actually get a probiotic CBD. There it is, livkaya.com/Lauren Powers, and we've got all kinds of products on there. Love it, love it, love it. You guys saw me drinking throughout the podcast. Here is out of my Wonder Woman cup is my burn product. It gets my metabolism going. I drink it every day in my coffee, and you can see it in the powder form there. It's available. Everything just got slashed. Their prices are in half price right now. And it's super exciting to be part of Liv Kaya, eat chocolate and get skinny. Boom. What else? I've got the egg whites there or the Savvy clothes. We'll go with that. Savvy.com, 2 V's, savvy.com/fierce females. These are a lot of the clothes that I wear. In fact, the shirt that I'm wearing now, permission granted to be you. I love that. This is from Savvy. I have the whole line available. It makes you feel confident, feel good for when you're exercising or just going out. There's the girls. There's a whole line, you guys, and discounted prices, and they ship to your house, and they're awesome. I wear them almost every day. I've got the shorts on too. They've got pockets for my cell phone. The Savvy, we've got egg whites. There it is. This again, I had this on my challenge. I start my day with my egg whites. Every single day you can cook them, but you could also drink them. I have a whole video on that. So go back in there and see that. The link is in the chat. And what else? Is that it? I only endorse a few things. Euphoria. That is my big product right now. It's a one supplement that I take. It's my VIP red carpet. I'm considered a celebrity ambassador for the company. EuphoriaScience.com/Lauren Powers. And I help you. We take a swab of your cheeks. We send it to a lab. You get a report based on 18 SNPs. What if you have the gene from both your parents, one of your parents, or you don't carry it at all? And then they make a custom supplement just for you. I love this. It's very custom and it's microdosed exactly what you're lacking based on science from the DNA report. It's my number one go-to product. I travel quite a bit and I only have to take one thing, you guys, one thing. It's so awesome. I used to have like 50 that I have to sort out and spend a lot of time. This is given, it's proven, and I've been on it probably a year and a half now. And it rocks. So all the products and services that I do endorse, you can be sure that I get results. I use them personally. Otherwise, my name and stamp of approval is not on them. and I'm living fierce and going strong with putting faith first. So with that, you guys, if you'd like to be a guest or I want to launch this as my home workout to keep yourself healthy. We talked about that in the show today, how important it is to have balance and flexibility and movement, especially as we're aging. Super important. It's a home workout. It's my membership program. It's online. You can do it anytime, 24/7 in the comfort of your own home with very minimal equipment. I give you my best of each body part with a little video, super easy to follow. It's there live. Scan that. I'm very proud of that. We just launched it. So there you go. Sign up today, laurenpowers.com/home workout for those of you listening. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show, like Miss Cindy was, go ahead and go to powerhourtv.com/guest. And there's just a little application. And we'd love to hear from you. We've got 2 ways to do it. VIP experience in person on my red carpet, and you sit with me on the power seat, or like Cindy just did, virtual. And we highlight you, get your message out, and make you an iconic brand or celebrity in your product or service. So that is my big thing, a brand new you for 2022. Boom. So there you go, because we're everywhere. Amazon, Roku, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Stitches, you name it, we're there. So super excited to have this. Please share this with your friends. And again, if you want to be a guest, just let us know and we will schedule you, because we go live every single week on Facebook, almost every week, depending on what I've got going on. But and if you haven't gotten my book, please get my book before I raise the prices. It's on Audible. There you go. Just went bestseller. Very excited about that. Thank you for all the support, you guys. And just know that I'm here for you. Like Cindy, you can reach out to me. I am available. I'm here to serve. I come from that generous heart. Everybody knows that. I give all the time, but I believe in that. And I love sharing, my experience and my life's journey to get me to where I am at today as well. So we're going to have a virtual birthday party coming up. Stay tuned for that. We'll give you the dates on that just to celebrate. I have a big one. I can't even say it right now.
What is it? Say it. Say it.
Say it. I'm going to be sexy.
You're going to be sexy?
Sexy.
Oh
sexy.
Oh.
That's what my friend said. Say that. Say sexy. I thought that was pretty clever. I can't even believe it. It doesn't even sound. It doesn't even. I don't know. It hasn't sunk in yet. Because I've never felt better. And that's the thing. And that's why I do say it, because I want people to know that it's a lifestyle. And when you make health a habit and put yourself as a priority, get your faith in order and everything else, you can feel great. I feel better now today than I did in my 20s and 30s, just to be transparent. And it's, I share all these things. So the products and services and all those things, that all plays a part. Getting the mindset right. And, Cindy, all of this stuff is such a big deal.
But you have a whole nother level of dedication to what you do. Like nobody's going to step into your body without a whole heck of a lot of work.
Well, but I break it down and it's my whole thing with my coaching, though, just to let you know, is I can take you wherever you are. If you want to lose 40 pounds or lose 100 pounds, or you lose that last 10, I've got ways to do that. I've helped everybody with my 3-step process right there. Make a decision, make a commitment, and take action. That's all it is. 1, 2, 3. And I've gotten results for people all over the country, virtual or in person, and get them where they want to go. So it's a whole deep dive.
And that's why I said that, because some people look at the success you've had with the way you look, and they're thinking, I'm never going to do that. But I said that so you could highlight that, because there are better options.
There you go. Because mindset's everything. You just have to want to do it. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. And by the time you call me, you've already made a decision. You want to make a change, whether you've had some health issues in the past, you're just not feeling it. You know that you deserve better. Then we just take it from there. And it does work, but you have to want to do this. It doesn't just happen. There's no magic pill. Sorry to say. There's just not. It takes a little bit of effort. What's that?
Make one. Make a
magic pill. Well, the magic pill is working together. That's the magic pill. Asking for some help, getting the support, getting a tribe of people, getting in the Body Breakthrough Club. Jump on a call with me, though. If you guys are listening and you just realize before 2022, before New Year's resolution, don't wait. Time is take action now. Put your body as a priority. There's my free call, the Calendly.com Body Breakthrough Club is my link. Jump on a call. I really spend a lot of time, kind of like you, Cindy. We just give. But we want to help, and our purpose and our passion is, for me, is to level up your health so you can go on and do other things. Get your balance, get your movement, give your flexibility, and get some strength, because as we age, these things decline, unfortunately. So we have to stay on top of it. And it just takes, you don't want to be a bodybuilder, and I get that. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of women look at me like, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to work with J-Lo or Lady Gaga and be a bodybuilder. That's not for me. But I look this way because that's for me. It maybe it's not for you. That's my journey. But it shows you I know what the heck I'm doing. Right? Been there, done it.
I'm just trying to figure out how much I have to do to be able to eat everything I want to eat.
There you go.
Right?
We can reverse engineer that. You've got my number. Call me, girl. Anyways, I want to respect everyone's time. Please join this YouTube. I've got so much valuable information on there. Powerful summit talks from some of the top women coaches in the world are on there, and founders of women organizations sharing their gifts, products and services as well. I've got the Power Hour. Every episode is on there up to date. I've got all the body breakthrough challenges and some fun stuff. All the videos I've been in with Justin Bieber and J-Lo and Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, and pictures with Lev Sprout, like you saw. Like, all that stuff's in my YouTube channel somewhere. So please subscribe.
Now.
What's that?
I said you're a superstar now.
That's right. But that's what I coach on. Boom. There you go. So I'd love to have you on the guest. If you haven't been, reach out to me. Jump on a call with me if you want to level up your health and wellness and your fitness. Jump on a call with Cindy if you want to, get involved with your healthcare and all her services that she has. She is scaling it, and she's a rock star in her business. And I'm really honored that you were on my show. But we are going to wrap this baby up. I'm here for you. Let's collaborate on the back end, Cindy. I'm all about that. And I will talk to everyone soon. So with that,
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays. Yes. Be strong, be fierce, and be you. Mic drop. Boom. See?